Don't become personal. If you become personal, I will sue you. I don't play. I don't play games. I will sue you the following day. And effectively, I sued Kunene. When he called me a cockroach, I won. And then they said he must apologize. He said he's going to appeal. He delayed the appeal. I went to the appeals court to want to appeal to rule. In his absence, he ran. We're now at appeals court. So I don't play with clowns who want to personalize politics. If that's a problem, because you see you, and you must appreciate that. You are a journalist here. You are not the owner of newsroom. When we talk about newsroom, you are just an employee. And when we say Sunday Times, please. Yeah.
So workers were killed in Marikana when President Zuma was the president of the state and government, and Cyril Ramaphosa was the businessman who was agitating the police to kill workers in Marikana. On the 16th of August 2012, and I had the opportunity that the first meeting after the massacre, I went to convene a meeting of workers in Marikana on the 17th of August, the morning after the massacre. The first meeting of workers, I convened that I had gone there with Cindy Somagacha and a guy called Andabiki. And I'm the one who called, there's a story where someone says workers called him to come to Marikana. It's not true, it's me who called someone who is a president of an organization now that please come to Marikana and speak to workers.
Relax. El fella pelu man legitima. Narishapu rituar grand. Maguda, pachacha. Sharp, grand. Boy Mamabolo was my ice boy. I used to send him to fetch girls, send him to buy ice, send him to go buy alcohol. He had no opinion. Even now, he doesn't have an opinion. So he was useful for such things. So when you lose a nanny, you get another nanny. And then you want to remember the other nanny. I mean, I don't have time for that. He had a problem because he thought he was better than Jacob Lebo. And he thought I was favoring Jacob Lebo over him. They are both Jacobs, by the way. Yes. So he thought I was favoring Lebo over him. And then I said, no, but he's got nothing to offer. Like nothing. You know, if a person stops a discussion to call someone with a private part, you must know they've got nothing to offer. And not in English. You know, to be called those things in English, they sound a bit better. It's an undesirable person. So now I don't, and then you say I must sit here and have a regret. No, I can't.
I don't regret. How do you feel about it?
I don't feel anything. You know, to call Mbuyiseni an ice boy was an extreme insult. Mbuyiseni had a role to play, was a spokesperson, was a commissar, was this. Don't push me, because I'm going to push back. Anyone who wants to remove me, he's got all the right to do that. But you must know that when I respond, I respond. And I take time to respond. But you guys, you don't remember what they did before Julius responded. That you don't remember. You only remember the Julius response. What makes me happy about the whole, they can say whatever nonsense they want to say. You said Floyd, you never said anything about Floyd. You know why? He never dared to say that thing to me, on my face. He had access to me in private, in public. So why would I entertain such a coward? He never dared to say those things he's saying about me. He never told me, on my face. He never, if he's that strong, and political. He never tried chances to remove me.
Within the party.
Yeah, then you can remove me from outside. Dali, with his qualifications of being a credentials, lawyer, this and that, a brave man, what. He never said those things he says about me on my face. Mbuyiseni never said any nonsense he says about me on my face. And then they act all brave when they are outside. Come be brave here. Let's see what's going to happen. Anything I had to say to them, I said it to them right on their faces.
This is Piri. This is back and forth now happening.
That's why when Dali says, let's join, let's collapse, I tell him on his face, no, it's not going to happen. And they are scared to tell him, they come to me. We're with this person in a meeting, this is what he said. Okay, call him. And then he came, I told him.
Directly.
You wake up in the morning in pajamas. Floor. Go down. On your floor. Can you imagine Kunene with that stomach? Floor. On the floor. They don't play. Hey, I'm MMC. High floor. We'll see that thing of MMC later. Bloody thug. So those ones are not for any politician. If you think that's why they are killing that team. If you think that team favors politicians, is scared of politicians, you must ask one politician called Kunene. Floor. Down. When he finishes there, he calls his boss. I was on the floor. Okay, which police officer does that to you? Political killing task team. Doesn't play that one. We must protect it. We must allow it to exist to deal with dangerous criminals, especially those who kill our people. We needed that political task team to deal with those who killed Massacre. I had someone saying yesterday, the people who kill Massacre, I don't know. I'm still... Because at least tell me my problem so I can work on fixing it. I don't know what is the problem. I really don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, I showed
he
him.
Came here to talk about
it's a boy.
Yes.
It's a boy. He was not. How can I? Okay. He says. They say to him, "How can you outshine the master?" Can you agree? Can you agree to you that I was his master at some point? Telling me about boys. I was his master at some point. How can he threaten me politically? There's no way. So. How can he left the EFF? It's actually Floyd who took a ride with Kenny from here to Rustenburg. After we had a discussion with Floyd and a guy called Machesana who used to print t-shirts for us downtown there, that Kenny is undesirable individual. He can't be part of this movement we're forming. Floyd took a ride with Kenny in the thing. And then he told Kenny from here to Rustenburg, back from Rustenburg, he said, you are a liability. That's a problem. The problem is that you are a liability. That's when Kenny said, if I'm a liability, let me go. A meeting was convened here at Bramfontein where Kenny said those are the things Floyd said to him.
High school gossip.
And I tried to say, of course I was agreeing with Floyd, but I was trying to save face. I was saying, no, we don't mean you must resign. We mean at least if you can take a back seat and then we allow the situation to calm down, then we'll see how we move forward.
Oh, so you're the person who's trying to manage it.
It's me who's trying to manage it.
You're the person who's the culprit in Kenny's eyes now.
Okay, all those people who are in my way now, all of them, because you're going to accuse us of high school gossip, all of them.
Yeah, but it's like...
All of them in my way who come from the EFF, except that woman who says she's a queen, who says is a deputy convener of my way. All of them were fired by him. All of them. And they know it. And they know it. And then the next thing, they agreed they were fired by me.
I'm tired of this conversation. Just a couple of few
What's happening in the police is pure criminality. Pure criminality. And we have to deal with that. I mean, DJ Sambodi was killed in a very brutal manner. And knowing police, There's no way they would have taken this much to arrest a person who killed DJ Sambudi. There's that guy who was killed now 2 weeks ago at Ikuruleni. The person is already arrested. So it tells you the people who killed DJ Sambudi are highly connected. Why would the head of the Hawks confirm that he was called, that there are people who are pretending to be the Hawks at a particular venue, and then he unleashes the Hawks to go there? It's not true. Once they are saying there are people who are pretending to be police and they are not, and that information comes to his attention, he must refer it to the police station next to where those thugs are taking chances. For him to start even getting involved, he even knows the address, yet he doesn't have a docket. He has no right to open any docket. And then he says he was not called by Molefe, he was called by a friend of Molefe, and the friend of Molefe does not have a name. He's playing games. If he doesn't give us the name of who called him, he was called by Molefe. Until he give us a name, he was called by Molefe. It's like Kunene saying he was taking a journalist there. To take a journalist is not a secret operation. Who is that journalist? Who's that journalist? Why would you take a journalist to someone who just came out of prison, who's on bail, as an MMC? Now I'm very happy. You know, I dance even at night. Oh, things are looking good, Shem. We told you these things are criminals. They are nothing else but Mapantiti. He says he doesn't know that guy. He knows that guy. I know that guy. Not from a personal point of view. He's a well-known businessman. Until now, we knew him as a businessman. So, but I don't have a relationship with him like that, where I can call Patrice Motsepe or go to Patrice Motsepe's house or have tea at Patrice Motsepe's house, take my wife to Patrice Motsepe's house. Patrice Motsepe's wife knows my wife. I don't know the guy like that. But for Kenny to behave like that in public office and say he doesn't know that guy, that's a lie. It's a pure lie. And that's how thugs, 26, 28 gangs succeed. They lie. They think they can outsmart everyone. So, and Mashaya, they don't care whether you are convinced or not. They tell their story. It's done. But the Kenny's story is not coming together. The head of Hawks, Libya's story is not coming together. That he was not called by Molefe, he was called by a friend. So you can hear this story. An honest man would have said, I was called by Godrich, who said, there are people who pretend to be police at Marshall's house. And that's how I landed there. Because now, once these things are out, you must know, that guy is not a whistleblower. He put you in trouble. Why not saying it? What is the difference between telling us that the name of a person who called you now with telling us that name in the commission of inquiry? What difference does it make? Why do you leave as a trusted senior policeman? Why do you leave the nation hanging? So we need to get to the bottom of this. Because once we get the name of who called the head of Hawks, then we're going to know, oh, this one is linked to this one. Because we need to get this network properly and dismantle it. And we can't dismantle it if police in the process are playing a dishonest role. Minister Mkhunu was supposed to be fired. Fired completely. But you know, factions are painful. You know, to belong to a faction, it's the most painful thing as a leader. Cyril and Mkhunu are in the same faction. When the allegations are out, Cyril doesn't act. He says, I will act when I come back and do that. You know why? He's giving Mkhunu an opportunity for Mkhunu to help him by resigning. If Mkhunu loved Cyril, he should have resigned and not put Cyril in that difficult position. But he doesn't care. There's no need. These comrades must tell each other the truth. Remzal, take a back seat. We'll work on this thing. Just wait. Help the president. Now the president has to do something that looks like he's doing something when he's doing nothing. He's not doing anything. Mkhunu is a minister on leave. There is acting minister Mantash of police. Then there is incoming minister, acting minister of police. 3, as we're sitting here. We have 3 names when we think of police. 3. Kachalia. Kachalia is from the Indian cabal of UDF. Worked with Praveen and them. They now want to recapture power. That's why they are going to that thing of the police. Why would you go and fetch Kachalia? Which track record has demonstrated that Kachalia is the best to deal with crime in South Africa? His first interview just told you we're in trouble. That thing of police is not a lecture room. Things are bad there. It's not a lecture room. So it's not helping us, Cyril, with anything. It's putting us into a deep crisis. It's not late. It's not late for Senzo to resign and save the country's resources and wait for the commission where he will clear his name. You know, when you resign and you go clean your name, the people themselves who are going to say, but this guy must be returned back to his position because he was an honorable man who said, I've got nothing to hide. I don't need a position to protect whatever allegations they've leveled against me. Let me resign. That step aside of theirs is factional. It's not real, it's factional. Because why? You don't have to be charged for you to step aside. The allegations must be so serious that your own fellow comrades must say, look, give us space to deal with these matters. How do you... those people are the ones who decide who gets charged, who doesn't get charged. They will never be charged, even when there's big allegations against them. And because you are saying technically they are not charged, they must remain in their positions. That is being pretentious. It's a false narrative that you are dealing with corruption. You are not. I want to help you, and in return you want to destroy me. What do you call that? You think I must continue helping you so that you can destroy me? Do that. We were the most polite people. We took a decision. Floyd, Mbuyiseni, everyone. We said we need to help these people to have a soft landing. To an extent that some of their things will be written by our own people.
Yes,
to an extent that
too.
Zuma's daughter said to me, you know, some of the EFF people, it's like they're MK people. The way they are so warm to us, until they were to become MK people. For sure they were MK already, I didn't know. But she told me before, the way we were helping them. She said, oh, it feels like these guys are even MK. We understood that when we arrived in Parliament, we didn't have anyone to hold our hand except General Olomisa.
Yes.
General Olomisa is my brother, is my father. I couldn't attend his 70th birthday, but happy birthday, General. You know, I love you. I was at the EFF anniversary. He held our hands. We'll take our own financial statements, give to the treasurer of UDM. We'll take our own we say we want to pay these people. They say, no, this money can't be used for this money. And then sometimes we overrule
You tried to
it.
be that for MKP.
Eh?
You tried to be this
because
MKP.
we had a similar experience.
And you threw it back in your
And
faces.
those were our comrades. Like, they were not directionaries. They were our comrades. We said, no, these comrades, we're going to work together. And those numbers look good combined with the EFF numbers, and whoever wants to come with us, we're going to have an impact as the opposition. The guys decide in their own mind, we're going to destroy these people who say they want to help us. So, it's only women that I must stay back and do my own thing. So, Progressive Caucus does not mean one political party. It means different political parties. Yeah. On issues we agree on, we'll push those issues together. On issues we don't agree on, we'll disagree. That's what maturity that's what maturity means. But for Colleen to start acting like a school rep who's in competition with another girl, when Umpile goes first, she gets irritated and then she throws her toys that I'm the one who's supposed to say it. But she's saying the same thing you want to say. What's your problem? So we are not in a fight with MK. We just decided to concentrate on our party and build our party. Because when we tried to be nice people, we almost got killed for being nice.
Well,
no dots with me. Me, I'm a straight person. You don't have to connect any dot. You want to know where I stand, I will tell you where I stand. If I wanted anything with President Zuma, I would have done it. TD, I've done scary things in this country that nobody tried to take on such institutions head on. That's why I land in Oval Office, because I'm not the dots. You can't do it. I'm like this. You don't second guess me. Rupert went to Oval Office and said, say like a schoolboy to Trump, say, he even marched to my farm. That's how much I hate the establishment. So why would I go and talk to Zuma and agree on something and engage in mushikashiga? I don't engage in mushikashiga. I engage in straight politics. That's why the way I speak this way because I don't have underground with anyone.
So that confusion, who do you place it on? Because
no, there's no confusion.
There was confusion. No, hold on.
No.
There was confusion to a point where people were saying, but this party was seen as an irritation to Zuma and is seemingly being seen as a party working with him. You say that that's not the fact. People are refusing to accept that you went there about the Zondo Commission and nothing else. But there was still this perception.
There was Muzwandile Masina in the meeting.
Yes.
There was Tony Engeni in the meeting.
Yes.
There was Vuyani Pambo in the meeting.
I was outside the meeting.
Dudu was in the meeting. President Zuma was in the meeting. Let any of these five tell you that in confidence, if they don't want to tell you in public. Let them say, whisper in your ear that in that meeting, one of the things we agreed on is we're going to take Mukwebane. No. Mukwebane was brought by Dali and Floyd. Mani was brought by Floyd. They all left together the same way they brought each other. They were never brought by me. I never had any relationship with Mukwebane. Mukwebane has never received any call from me to say, hey, Chief, join EFF, you'll go to Parliament. No, not me. I've never done that. I've got a huge respect for Carl Niels. But him too was never brought by me. I never called him and said, he decided, look, this party thing is not working. Let's go and join the EFF. Something that he told me one day when we were marching. I can't remember when we were marching for what in Pretoria. He said to me, I always ask myself, how did you manage to do this thing? Because I'm trying to do it. Hey, it's not working. It's difficult. I said, no, we'll have a conversation. So you can hear that is a person who had admired the EFF already. So I never had such a conversation with President Zuma. How I land in Zuma's house is Floyd, Marshall, Dali go to the meeting, first meeting. The all parties must collapse into one party, blah, blah. They have a discussion. That's why Zuma addressed them for 3 hours. General Holomisa was there. And then they said, okay, let's go and have discussions separately. We'll come back. Then they come back. Floyd and Marshall is still alive. In my office, say, you know, Dali is insisting that we need to collapse into MK. And we don't want that. And then when we tell him, he doesn't listen to us. I said, no, I saw Dali outside the office. He said, call him. He came. And they even said, this guy presented a written paper in the meeting. That's how much Floyd opposed that idea. So I said, okay, that's fine. Dali made a presentation to me. I said, no, it's not going to happen. He said, what? No, it's not going to happen. We're not going to do that. If they are honest people, they will tell you. They didn't have to second guess me. Then Dali said, what do we do? How do we get out of this? I said, no, you go to a meeting and say, guys, let's engage after elections. It's too close to elections. It will create confusion. That way you get out of that thing. That's how we concluded the discussion. Dali said, after those meetings where Zuma was told it's not working, Dali asked me, okay, my guy, this guy is still asking for 4 eyes with you. I said, Dali, what does he want from me? There's nothing I can tell him, which you guys didn't tell him. No, let's just do it. So I eventually agree. We go into a meeting with Zuma. He's playing there, loud music, loud Zulu music. He says, no, if there's no music, they're going to intercept us on the phone screen. Hey, now we speak without music.
Why are you painting a picture of a paranoid person?
Yeah, so I sit there, and then he started telling a story. It didn't last for 10 minutes. We wanted to do those things of long stories of what? I said, hey, Baba, I know what you want. Dali was there, Floyd. So it's not going to happen. I don't agree with that. What I want from you, which is the meeting I've been asking with you, is for you to endorse the EFF.
Yes.
That's what I'm asking you to do. Any other thing, it will not have an impact. And what I said to him was, me and you in the 4 eyes like this, which is unprincipled to divulge 4 eyes discussions, we can talk what needs to happen after the elections. Because we can't just have you endorsing us. You've got, of course, you've got political interest. Let's engage after the elections. That's what I said. And then from there he said, no, that's fine. Lilna, it's too late for me to cancel this. Let me launch this thing. We'll talk after the elections. Sharp. We opened the door. Dali and them were sitting in another room. They were shocked that the meeting is over. Actually, we opened the door. The lady was just putting down the tea for them. It was done. I said, let's go.
That quick.
Yeah.